I'm seeing evidence of a strong trend for Romney going on out there. That's what we'll talk about in today's Lunch Alert. In the last couple of days, I've seen some very important polling. I saw a poll in Pennsylvania by a firm that I trust that has Romney only one behind. I saw a poll in Michigan by a Democratic firm that has been polling every 2 weeks, and in early August had Obama 11 ahead, and then 9 ahead, and then 7 ahead, and now only 4 ahead, 44 to 40. And there's a very interesting website called Unskewed Polls. I think it's called www.unskewed polls. And it's a compilation of existing polls, but reweights them for a 3-point Democratic advantage over Republicans, as opposed to the 7 or 8 point advantage that most of those polls feature. And they show that when those polls are reweighted, Romney is leading in every single one of them, and in many of them is over 50% of the vote. I also looked at the Democratic versus Republican Party ID in August and in September. Now, you may recall a week or two ago, I picked up in my polling a post-convention bounce for the Democrats. Well, that bounce has bounced and has petered out. And right now, when you compare August 21st with today, you find that in the 7 swing states, the Democratic Party identification was flat, and the Republicans gained an average of 2 points per state. So you are really, I believe, beginning to see a tipping point here. And I think it's being impelled by Obama's obvious failures in foreign policy, the concept that he's going on The View and campaigning when all the global leaders are sitting here in Washington. By the way, it takes real intelligence for him to decide to go on The View as opposed to address the General Assembly of the United Nations. He could be the leader of the world, and instead he's going to be the leader of a coffee clutch of some women on The View. It's ridiculous. But I think that the media is perpetrating this gigantic fraud, which is to say that Romney is foot in the mouth, that he's gaffe-prone, that he keeps screwing things up, that he's trailing, that he's not in the race. One pollster even has Romney 8 points behind. This is all absurd. And it's all based on the idea that polling is very good at explaining how people will vote, but very bad in explaining who will show up to vote, because they can't measure that. And what they're doing is assuming the electorate of 2012 will be the same as 2008. Now, if that's the case, Romney's going to lose, obviously. But I do not believe, and the other polling does not confirm, that the black vote, Latino vote, college vote, and single women vote is going to turn out in nearly the numbers that they did in 2008. There'll probably be a very small fraction of the numbers. Just as a snapshot, 18 to 30-year-olds were 18% of the vote in 2008, and the polling indicates this year they'll be 10% of the vote. So when you take into account the reality of this changed composition of the electorate, you see that Romney's running very strong and has gained momentum steadily after the Democratic convention. In fact, really, since April, Romney moved up through April through August, then stalled at the Democratic convention, fell back, and then resumed his upward climb. So I'm feeling very good about this race, and I'm outraged at the bill of goods the media is trying to sell us. Now, Obama may be hitting below the belt, but Dubs doesn't. My dog, who's running for president in our new children's book, Dubs Runs for President, is a very clean campaigner. He wouldn't do any of that kind of stuff. But he is a competitor. He's running as the nominee of the Canine Party, opposing Felix the Cat on the Feline Party. So Dubs faced Felix in the general election. One would win, the other faced rejection. They each worked hard to get every last vote, campaigning by car, air, train, and boat. And you see here the debate between Felix and Dubs. And then Dubs was out every day, sun or rain, traveling around our country in his own private train. And every time that train came to a stop, Dubs gave a speech and came out on top. So the purpose of this book is to entertain, but also so your kids and your grandkids can follow the political process and understand what's going on, as seen through the eyes of Dubs, my lovely dog. Thank you.